Now, joining us via phone for some clarification is Dr. Rashid Tanko, computer, and he is a Deputy Director for Elections and IT for the NDC. Doc, thank you for your time. You're welcome to Newsbeat here on Metro TV. Good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon, Annie. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you, Doc. Thank you so much for your time. So, do you think that it was a mistaken identity for the police in following up on this issue? Because we know there is the Asunafo South situation and then Asunafo, South, which I'm not sure if it had to do with mistaken identity for the police.
Annie, the police service currently is interested in sensationalism. They are just interested in sensationalism just to make people look black in the eye of the general public. Honorable Collins Dauda is Asunafo South. We are talking of Asunafo South issue. Kokum is in Asunafo South. There is an issue over there which happened at Kokum, situated in Asunafo South. Then you saw Collins Dauda vehicle there, carrying party members at that place. Then you conclude that they might have been organized by Collins Dauda to come to that place. Meanwhile, the real tax, those bandits who were moving from polling station to polling stations, chasing registrants away from the registration centers, you have no business in arresting them. You would rather have business in looking for somebody who was not even present at the registration center. What kind of policing is this?
So
this
none of the facts.
In
your statement, there's a point that where your communications director writes that there was an exchange of gunshots. So obviously, the two opposing forces were exchanging gunshots, which obviously really is against the law, literally. Did the police arrest any of these members who were engaged in the situation in the fracas?
Annie, that is the question we should be asking the gods. And that's what the police should be interested in. Instead of rather calling Collins Dauda to come and write statement, answer questions that doesn't even exist. Because he was not at that place.
Yeah.
He was in his constituency organizing people for registration and monitoring the process. Then you crisscross to his constituency and invite him to come and write statement. What are they up to? Just to bring him to the public limelight. Why are they doing all this? Meanwhile, the real culprits are walking scot-free. The gentleman who was in the max leading those packs, chasing registrants away, and even engaging with the security services in fracas. For them, they are walking scot-free. They are not being invited to come and answer questions or come and write statements. Why are we doing this ourselves? Meanwhile, the very Electoral Commission itself, there are a lot of issues going on currently at the Electoral Commission. That demand that the police should invite leadership at the Electoral Commission to come and answer questions. They are not interested in that. They are not interested in that. And you saw what happened yesterday on their website, the website of the Electoral Commission, on all their social media handles. The wrong figures they were chaining out to hoodwink Ghanaians to accept what kind of figures they were banding around there. Does that not pose national security threat? For us to fold our arms and allow the Electoral Commission to be churning out figures, wrong figures, and nobody is saying anything, and nobody is inviting them to come and write statement, answer questions.
So let's tackle,
only for them to come today and ask them.
So for the figures, because it doesn't involve killing of anybody, let's put that one on the side first and deal with what I see on my screen, which looks like a war front. I'm sorry, sir. Which looks like a war front. I'm not sure what, and since you are coming from the NDC, let me ask you, with Asunafo South, do you have tax in Asunafo South?
Annie, we don't have tax. We don't have tax. In fact, we are law abiding. We only have monitoring officers, and they are constituency executives and our directors of elections. We don't have tax.
Okay, so your monitoring officers, have you supported them or wielded them with some guns or ammunition that they're supposedly to be used to defend themselves?
Annie, the only thing we gave them are pens. We gave them pens to write down all the names of those who have come to register. Apart from that, we have not given them even anything to protect themselves. Why are they going to do that when we have security, state security there? Why should we go and arm our people? When the state security is there to provide security for all that. But when the tax came there, and we're vandalizing the place and beating them, they should have the security who were there. They are eyewitnesses to it.
But in your statement, in the statement released by Sami Jemfi, point 7 reads, in a sudden turn of events, one of the NPP thugs drove across the blocked the road when the Asunafo South NDC supporters were leaving the center. He then pulled a gun and began to shoot indiscriminately at the NDC supporters in their vehicle. At this point, the NDC supporters, in exercise of their right to self-defense, shot back to deter the thugs. No one sustained gunshot injuries. I ask again, have you given your NDC supporters guns?
Annie, shooting back doesn't necessarily mean you are using gun to shoot. There are several ways you can shoot back without using gun. If I'm holding catapult, I can shoot through the catapult. I can shoot through that. Sami didn't state that they were using guns to shoot back. The man pulled a gun. That's why he actually stated. But our people shot back in full force to let them know that they are not the only people who are born to be taxed. If we want to be taxed, we can also decide to just organize ourselves and tend to be taxed within a twinkle of an eye. If that's the language they understand, that is the only thing we have to get, because we are telling them the state security should have their game. So when I was talking about the figure, Annie, you said I shouldn't talk about it. Fine. If you give me wrong figures and it caused commotion in the country, who caused it?
No, I'm not saying don't talk about the figures.
Wrong figures can lead to commotion.
No, precision. I haven't said you shouldn't talk about the figures. I'm just saying that the figures directly as mistakenly captured, they are not directly killing anyone yet. So we can attend to it on the...
Only people can interpret it and kill each other. Because if I know that my constituency, I don't have that figure and you have put it in a car. That is the figure I've written.
Right, that will be a rippling effect from the mistakes EC has captured.
So that is why we must stop that.
So, because
this thing happened yesterday, the registration was a rippling effect.
Okay, but what we are seeing with the exchange of gunshots, Dr. Tanko, is this something that is not serious to you? Doesn't it scare you?
Annie, I am saying that our people were peaceful at the place. They were there to do their monitoring, and our members were there to register. Some people came there, and hoodlums arrived there, they masked themselves, and vandalized and beat up the people. If you look at the video, you saw them, what they were doing over there.
Right.
So once they were in the process, even one of them had the audacity to pull out gun in the face of the security agents. Police were standing when he pulled out a gun and started shooting indiscriminately. And yet our people managed to push them back. And that one, we should be answering questions about pushing them back.
Okay.
That is what we are talking about. The state security need to up their game. And know that at the time they arrived with their nonsense, if they had arrested them, and you see, they should have rounded them up. I don't think we would have been to this stage where we are answering all these questions. But because they allowed them, somebody led them. A known person. He's known as Anointing. He's a known MPP TAC. He's known there. As we speak now, the police have not asked him to come and write his statement. Annie, is that the kind of thing we want in the country?
Right. Dr. Rashid Tanko, we'll be following through with you and then also see what the police is going to do about this.